What's going on, everyone, from Overtime Heroics? My name is Dane Podolsky, and I'm joined here today with Philipe Lins. He is a UFC light heavyweight and set to return on October 1st when he takes on Maxim Grishin. Philipe, thank you so much for taking the time.
Nice to meet you, Danny. I appreciate your time, man. And
Yeah,
let's start the interview.
of course. And so, just first off, how this fight with Maxim Grishin come together? And he's someone who's been on your radar because you guys have both been in the PFL together, and now you're in the UFC together.
Yes. The fight against Maxim is a very good matchup. He's a very good kickboxing, have a very good wrestler defense. But I'm ready. I did a very good, great camp. Make a very good with my coach, very good strategy. So I can't wait to be there, to do my job, to do what I love to do. I'm excited.
Have you gone to watch his previous fights, and what do you think gives you the advantage over him?
My advantage over him, I think, it's my speed and my jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm. So is your plan for this fight? You're gonna try to get to the ground?
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna try and mix it up, everything. He's an MMA fighter, so I'm gonna try to mix everything. The jiu-jitsu, the wrestling. I love it, throw punch too, stand up striking. It's gonna be a great fight.
And so I want to ask right off the bat because I see the Junior Dos Santos Cigano shirt.
Yes, the
You
shirt
guys,
for Junior Cigano.
you guys, both Brazilian fighters, both trained ATT. What do you what do you think about him continuing to fight? Because he's coming off a few losses, and what's your relationship with him? What has that done for you?
Uh, my relationship with Junior Cigano is very good. I'm saw him more at the ATT at the gym. He's a very good guy. He always play with the teammates, have a very good, great energy. So I love him.
And does seeing someone like him, he was a champion, and then there's other fighters at ATT, Amanda Nunes, she's the champion. Does being in that environment and training with those type of people, does that sort of inspire you to see like I could one day also be a champion, especially since with those two, Junior Dos Santos and Amanda Nunes, both also from Brazil?
Yeah, for sure. This motivate us to become a champions too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Amanda Nunes, Junior Cigano, and the other champs over there have a great energy. Always send a very good message to us to grow
Mm-hmm.
our game, our mind. So it's very important. I'm a blessed to train with them.
And for you personally, like you came into the UFC already a champion in the PFL, which is another huge organization, $1 million check. Does having been that champion already, do you think that gives you sort of an edge? And does that sort of motivate you to say, like, I can, if I was a champion in the PFL, I can be a champion in the UFC?
Yeah, for sure. Um, I did already prove that in the PFL I can become a champion in another big organization like UFC.
Mm-hmm.
I come in with the PFL with a lot of hype too. So this make me like a little anxious. And but right now the most important is I get my first win at the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel more comfortable right now. And for sure I'm looking for the big prize in the future. I'm seeing me like disputing for the belt, for the championship, something like that. I want to do something bigger at the UFC too.
And when you first came over to the UFC for your first couple fights is with the pandemic and whatnot, but you fought at heavyweight. Now you're back at 205. Your first fight was a win against Marcin Prachnio. This one's at 205. Do you feel like now that you're back in your natural weight class, that you're ready to get back on the winning ways?
Yeah, right now I'm feeling my first two fights in UFC was a heavyweight. I lost, and I come back to my home. I'm feeling more comfortable right now at the 205. I feeling like I come back to my home before the PFL, all my fight was in 205. I did a good job there at that time, and I come back to my division. I'm feeling more healthy right now, eating better, and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great at this division. After the fight against Maxim Practice, I'm feeling like I'm putting on the track the wins again. So I'm feeling great, feeling ready for the big matchups.
Definitely. And was it frustrating missing almost 2 years with injuries after your first couple fights in the UFC?
Yes, in 2021, I had a lot of problem, personal problem. I have injuries, COVID, a lot of things happening. At this year, one this year that I wanna forget. So, and I fix everything that I need, and now everything's well.
And now that you're back and healthy, are you looking to be more active? And let's say you win this fight, are you looking at top 15 next?
Um, I don't know exactly the name, but I'm gonna wait to what the UFC is gonna give to me after this fight. So it's gonna have a card in Brazil in January.
Mhm.
So if they give the opportunity to fight for my people, it's gonna be great. I will love.
And that it's actually a great segue because my next question is going to be, this will be your third straight
So,
fight.
sorry, man. Sorry.
Oh, no worries, no worries. I would say it's a good segue because my next question is going to be, this is your third straight fight at the UFC Apex. Is that place
Yeah.
starting to feel like home for you, or are you looking to get back in front of fans? And as you mentioned, the UFC is going back to Brazil in January.
Uh, no, fighting in Apex is good. It's good, but of course I wanna. It's amazing. It's amazing fighting Apex, but of course I wanna fighting for the more people. Listen that crowd. Uh, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for this moment to in the UFC because since I started the UFC, all my fights was the first fight was no people allowed. My second one was at Apex, I mean no people allowed. Right now at Apex have a they invite some people to watch the fights there,
Mhm.
but of course I want to fight for the big crowd.
What will that mean? What would it mean for you to be able to fight in Brazil with your hometown fans there?
Um, it's gonna mean my last fight in Brazil was 2013 or 2014,
Oh, wow.
and I become a Brazilian champion there.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be amazing. If the UFC give me the opportunity, it's gonna be amazing to fighting for my people, to listen that crown. Um, I will love, I will love this opportunity for sure. It's gonna mean a lot for me.
And do you feel like because of, you were out for a while, your first couple of fights in the UFC didn't go your way. Do you feel like you're being overlooked a little bit about the UFC right now? Because when you came in as the PFL champion, there was a lot of hype around you.
Can you repeat, please?
Sorry, yeah. So do you feel like you're kind of getting overlooked a little bit? Because when you first got to the UFC, you were touted as a big prospect, having been a PFL champion, but then you stumbled a
Uh-huh.
little bit and missed time with injuries.
Sorry, man. Can you repeat that one more
Yeah, no
time,
worries.
please?
Do you think that the fans maybe are overlooking you
Uh-huh.
because when you got to the UFC, you were a big prospect, and then you lost a pair of fights, and now it feels like you're not as much on a lot of people's radar.
Yeah, I think the people I come with a lot of hype from UFC because I'm coming with a PFL heavyweight champion,
Mhm.
and the people wait a big show for me, a big fight for me, and I not did. I lost my first two fights, and of course the people like, if he can do something big in UFC, like they has this answer in their mind. But after the win against Bracknell, I come, like I said, I putting me on track again to the victory. After this fight, I'm gonna prove that I'm gonna prove that I deserve to be in the UFC, to be there.
In you're plus 120, you're an underdog for this fight. Is that something that motivates you? Is that something you pay attention to, or do you not care at all about being the underdog?
I don't care. I don't care. I, I'm feeling like I'm feeling better when I am underdog because the pressure is my opponent. The people look more for him, and maybe the guy's gonna bet in him, and and then maybe somebody cry.
And that's what I was gonna say, because you and your team can make some serious money here
Yeah.
as the underdog.
Yes. And the guys can bet in me is gonna make more money.
So
This motivate me. Yes, for sure.
definitely. And just my final question, October 1st, Maxim Grishin versus Philipe Lins. Philipe, let me ask you, give me your official prediction for this fight.
Oh man, it's a very good. This is gonna be a very good fight. He's like a striker. I like striking too, but he's an MMA fighter. So I wish and I will put in a show for you guys. This is what I wanna say.
Fair enough. Guys, Philipe Lins returns to the UFC octagon when he takes on Maxim Grishin on October 1st. Philipe, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you guys. Appreciate your time.